Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel, where everything you're about to hear and see has been done in one take. I'm your host, the One Take Man. And this video, as you might have been able to tell, will be all about the Academy Awards. Rather, the upcoming Academy Awards. I have to admit, when I first, planned out my videos, at least for the first, for the first half of the year, I, for some reason, assumed the Academy Awards would be awarded on March 8th. Instead, I see that the ceremony will take place on March 15th. Oh well, happens. I missed the week. Regardless, I will be going through through the various categories, see who is nominated, and make my predictions or my guesses as to who exactly is going to, is going to win each of these each of the respective award. Before I do so, let's first read this part. The top of the article. The 98th Academy Awards ceremony, presented by the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences (AMPAS), will take place on March 15th, 2026, at the Dolby Theater in Hollywood, Los Angeles, United States. During the gala, the AMPAS will present Academy Awards, commonly referred to as Oscars, in 24 categories, honoring films released in 2025. The ceremony will be televised in the United States by ABC and streamed on Hulu. Comedian Conan O'Brien is set to host the show for the second consecutive time, after receiving acclaim for hosting the previous year. Okay, nice to know. With Raj Kapoor and Katie Mullen returning as executive producers for the third consecutive year, and Hamish Hamilton returning as director. Well, this is a full-on production, so I'm not surprised that there's, background staff. In related events, the Academy held its 16th Governor's Award ceremony at the Ray Dolby Ballroom in the Ovation Hollywood complex in Hollywood on November 16th, 2025. The 16th on the 16th. That's, that's kind of cute. The Academy Scientific and Technical Awards will be presented on April 28, 2026, because reasons, in a ceremony at the Academy Museum of Motion Pictures in Los Angeles. This year, Best Casting will be presented as a new category, bringing the total number of competitive Oscar categories to 24. Yeah. Well, I'll say this much: this edition will make the success percentage a little bit easier to calculate. Anyway, with that out of the way, let's look into the awards. For Best Picture, we have Begonia. Never heard of it. F1. Yeah, really? The Brad Pitt Vanity vehicle is nominated for Best Picture? Anyway. Hamnet, a Shakespeare biopic. Marty Supreme, not exactly sure what this is about. Let's see. American sports comedy drama, written by Josh Safdie, set in the 50s. Oh, okay, Timothée Chalamet is table tennis player Marty Mauser, and follows his quest to become world champion. Okay. One Battle After Another, by Adam Sommer, PN. Oh, posthumously. Okay, this being a posthumous, award, posthumous nomination has a great chance of also transforming into a posthumous award. The Secret Agent, not sure what its point is. Historical political thriller, yeah, okay. Sentimental Value, again, not a movie I'm familiar with. Drama follows Nora and Agnes in their reunion with their estranged father. Oh, starring Elle Fanning. Well, look at that. Elle Fanning is making her return. Sinners. Yeah, Sinners is very much the most the most well known of every of every movie here. Oh, I missed Frankenstein by Guillermo del Toro. Would Del Toro get the nod again? I don't know. Could be potentially. Also, oh, okay. Well, there's one more. Train Dreams. Period drama. Based on a novella, and then some of the people it stars, but I don't see what it's about. Well, okay, it's a period drama. That's pretty much all I can say. Anyway, as far as I can tell, I think the biggest odds or the odds-on favorites would be Hamnet, because Shakespeare biopic that has some odds. A posthumous movie that that also has some level of Paul Thomas Anderson. Okay. I have seen I've seen Paul Thomas Anderson mentioned a few times in when looking through the Outer Worlds, so this might be his time. Sinners also has some pretty good odds, but then again, I think that's there to be the. I'm pretty sure that movie is only there to be the token like blockbuster, because there's always because Best Picture nominees always have some always have at least one of those. Frankenstein I could also see included. That no, I don't know. I'm not really sure. I'm actually leaning very heavily towards Sinners, even though, even though I realize it's a token. I have read some reviews on it, and that have talked about its subtext about the importance of culture, and as such, and the Academy is a little bit more is typically a little bit more progressive than um, is a little bit more progressive than the studio system specifically, and they very much they very much believe in that in the strength of the in the strength of in the transformative strength of media to bring social change. So for that reason alone, I think Sinners might be might be the movie to win. If Sinners doesn't win, I'm gonna say Frankenstein has it. I'm primarily saying I am giving myself two options here, but then again, the Best Picture category has the most nominations, I I am very much taking taking that liberty. Moving on to Best Directing, we have Chloe Zhao for Hamnet, Josh Safdie for Marty Supreme, Paul Thomas Anderson for One Battle After Another, Joachim Trier for Sentimental Value, Ryan Coogler for Sinners. Sinners, if I'm not mistaken, I think I've seen, in this side piece right here. Oh yeah, most nominations. It most likely will win at least a few of those awards. But whether it will win and typically the winner of Best Picture also wins uh, will also win Best Directing. And I can't help but note that Frankenstein isn't nominated. So I guess Guillermo del Toro isn't, has maybe arguably lost his touch a little bit. When it comes to Paul Thomas Anderson, however, hmm, he is a name I recognize, and he is. Am I not mistaken for Wes Anderson? Let's see, Paul Thomas Anderson, prominent filmmakers of his generation. Yeah, whatever. I went with Sinners last time, with the Best Picture category. I think I'm gonna go with Sinners this time again. You know, fuck it. If I want to say, yeah, I also want to give myself an out and say that Paul Thomas Anderson would win this, but I don't know. Something tells me this is Ryan Coogler's year. I might be wrong, but I'll think about it. Best actor in a leading role: Timothée Chalamet for Marty Supreme as Marty Mauser. Okay, Leo DiCaprio in One Battle After Another as Bob Ferguson. Leo already has an Academy Award. He's not gonna get another one that quickly. Ethan Hawke in Blue Moon as Lawrence Hart, American lyricist and half of the Broadway songwriting team. Okay, Michael B. Jordan as in Sinners. Michael B. Jordan, I don't know. I don't think he really has the right seasoning yet. And then Wagner Moura in The Secret Agent. Mm, I don't know if Ethan Hawke already has one, but just like it was, just like when it was DiCaprio's due time to get one, like 10 years ago. I think this is Ethan Hawke's due time to have one. So, so for that reason, my money, I am very tempted to go, to go Timofey because, uh, because uh, it's a biopic about an athletic performance, and the Academy typically likes that. But still, I think this is I think this one is going to Ethan Hawke. I might be wrong, and I fully accept. I'm fully ready to be wrong. Best actress in a supporting role. Let's see. We have Jessie Buckley as Agnes Shakespeare in Hamnet. Rose Byrne in If I Had Legs I'd Kick You. Okay. Kate Hudson in Song Sung Blue as Claire Sardina. Uh, Renate Reinsve as Nora Borg for sentimental value, and Emma Stone as in Begonia as Michelle Fuller. Emma Stone already had her moment of acclaim last year with Broken Things. Was that last year or was that 2 years ago? Still, she's not getting another one that soon. Honestly, my vote is gonna go for Jessie Buckley. I think that is the most plausible option right here. Best actor in a supporting role. Let's see, we got Benicio del Toro in One Battle After Another as Sensei Sergio Saint Carlos. Jacob Elordi in Frankenstein as the Creature. Delroy Lindo in Sinners as Delta Slim. Sean Penn in One Battle After Another as Colonel Stephen J. Lockjaw. And Stellan Skarsgård in Sentimental Value as Gustav Borg. My money is on Jacob Elordi right here, because you got the Creature from Frankenstein. That's a classic role, and if he does it well enough to be nominated, he very much deserves that award. That is very much a shoe-in. The Academy loves that. That is my pick. Best actress in a supporting role. We got Elle Fanning in Sentimental Value as Rachel Kemp. You got Inga Ibsdotter Lileas in Sentimental Value as Agnes Borg Petersen. You have Amy Madigan in Weapons as Gladys. Wunmi Mosaku, I assume that's how that name is spoken, in Sinners as Annie. And then you have Teyana Taylor, One Battle After Another as Perfidia Beverly Hills. Now that's a name. Wait, what's One Battle After Another about? Action thriller, produced, written, directed. Inspired by the novel Vineland. Okay. I really don't know what to say here. But my guess once again is Elle Fanning, simply because she has the pedigree, she has the prestige of a acting career, and this would be like her coronation, so to speak. So I'm going with Elle on this. Best writing for an original screenplay. We have Blue Moon, American biographical comedy drama, inspired by the letters of Elizabeth Whalen to Lawrence Hart. Oh, okay. It Was Just an Accident. For It Was Just an Accident, Jafar Panahi. Iranian. Oh, okay. He might get that just for sympathy points. Marty Supreme. Ronald Brownstein and Josh Safdie. Sentimental Value, Eskil Vogt. Or Sinners, Ryan Coogler. Honestly, I'm very tempted to go between Blue Moon and It Was Just an Accident. Jafar Panahi has his odds because he's been because he has because Iran is currently being attacked by someone the Academy typically doesn't like. Also, I'm pretty sure he was he saw some backlash against the Iranian regime for his movies touching upon topics that are not necessarily that are somewhat sensitive or are considered somewhat sensitive by that regime. So this is really their opportunity to showcase themselves as being the realm of the creative. So in that sense, I pretty much see him as a favorite in this category, but I don't necessarily think he will win it. I think Blue Moon actually has it. Yeah, Blue Moon is my pick. Best writing of an adapted screenplay. We have Begonia first up, based on the film Save the Green Planet by a Korean man. Frankenstein, okay, based on the novel by Mary Shelley, of course. Hamnet, based on the novel by Maggie O'Farrell. Oh, so it's not not a Shakespeare biopic. I've been wrong. Sorry. Historical fiction, fictional account of William Shakespeare and Agnes Hathaway's son, Hamnet. Ooh. Well, kinda. One Battle After Another, based on a novel of Vineland. I already covered that. Train Dreams, based on a novella by Dennis Johnson. I'm gonna say Hamnet. I'm gonna say Hamnet has it. Like, seriously, like it touches upon topics that are very actor heavy, and it's already been has already been said for a while that the Academy is very actor heavy, so they will so they will primarily focus on that. So for that reason, I'm gonna say Hamnet takes it. Best animated feature film: Arco, Elio, K-pop Demon Hunters, Little Amelie, or The Character of Rain, and Zootopia 2. Well, Zootopia is the obligatory Disney slash Pixar movie. Very much, very much is the odds-on favorite for this, for this particular category. But my money is on K-pop Demon Hunters. Like, aside from it being the only one I am actually aware of, it pisses off conservatives. So progressives are likely to find it, very interesting. But also, it managed to break through the glass ceiling, so to speak, and appeal not just to the average moviegoer, but also to critics. And as such, I think the Academy will be very interested in, and will be very interested in it. And also aside from that, remember what I said about the Academy being progressive and caring about the transformative power of stories. K-pop Demon Hunters also has that going for it, primarily through how it is that it uses an artistic medium in order to in order to convey its message, and also to showcase how someone who dabbles in an artistic medium has has a certain cool factor to them, because this movie isn't just about demon hunters, it's about demon hunters who do K-pop. So for that money, I'm gonna say K-pop Demon Hunters is going to win this award. Best international feature film: It Was Just an Accident, French movie written and it's spoken in Persian and Azerbaijani, directed by Jafar Panahi. The Secret Agent, a Brazilian movie in Portuguese and German. Sentimental Value, from Norway, in Norwegian, Swedish, and English. Sirat, by Spain, in Spanish, French, and Arabic. And The Voice of Hind Rajab, in Arabic. I'm afraid Sirat and The Voice of Hind Rajab don't really have it in them. They are just there to fill it out. Whereas these other three, I have seen them mentioned throughout other categories so far. And I think of the three, it is really The Secret Agent and Sentimental Value that have the most to offer. And is Joachim Trier related to Lars von Trier? Because if he is, his films have been described as melancholy meditations concerned with existential questions of love, ambition, memory, and identity. Oh. Okay, that's it. That sells it. Sentimental Value is going to win this one. Okay, next up, Best Documentary Feature Film: The Alabama Solution. Is that anything like The Southern Strategy? Come See Me in the Good Light. Can't say I've heard about it. Cutting Through Rocks. The makers are don't even have existing pages. Mr. Nobody Against Putin. This gives me some ideas. And The Perfect Neighbor. Let's look a little bit at the short descriptions. American documentary film about the prison system in Alabama. Oh, from perspective of incarcerated leaders. Okay, this one this one has potential. Come See Me in the Good Light. American poet and activist Andrea Gibson. Okay. Cutting Through Rocks. First Iranian woman elected as a councilwoman in a rural village. Again, there's something in the water. Given that Iranians are starting to get a little bit more of the spotlight. Mr. Nobody Against Putin. Okay, it follows Talankin in his job at a school in Karabash. Oh. Okay, so it's a movie about the small scale impact of the of a broad of a wide scale operation. Again, this is the kind of thing the Academy absolutely loves. And The Perfect Neighbor, what is this about? About a shooting incident where a white female fatally shot her black female neighbor. Oh. Yeah, this is gonna be touchy. Still, of these options here, I think Mr. Nobody Against Putin has it. Because if you'll remember, I'm pretty sure a documentary about about happenings at Mariupol also won Best Documentary Feature Film a while back, and and I very much imagined that. And while I don't typically imagine the Academy would really tap that well again, it does also touch upon a topic that, as I've already said, the Academy likes. So, as such, I think Mr. Nobody Against Putin has has my vote. Best documentary short film: All the Empty Rooms, Armed Only with a Camera, The Life and Death of Brent Renault, Children No More, War and Argonne, The Devil is Busy, and Perfectly a Strangeness. Let me look at these a little bit more closely. All the Empty Rooms. Across the United States to memorialize the bedrooms of children killed in school shootings. Ooh. Yeah, touchy. Armed Only with a Camera. What is this about? Chronicles the years Craig Renault and his brother. Chronicles the years of, I think, who was killed on. The years these brothers uncovering some nasty shit, I think. But it's still not. But honestly, All the Empty Rooms kind of beats it in beats it in nastiness. Children No More. Yeah, it's pretty similar to that. So yeah, the fact that two documentaries on on a similar topic are here pretty much means that either they pretty much it means that they'll kind of take votes off each other. The Devil is Busy. What is this about? Follows an Atlanta abortion clinic besieged by protesters. Ooh. And the tagline is a day on the front lines of women's health care. And let's see, Perfectly a Strangeness. Largely filmed at La Sila Observatory in Chile. Oh, so it's about space travel? No, okay, not space travel, but space exploration and maybe various phenomena that is concerned with. It's interesting, and it is likely the critics' favorite, or rather, it would be the best from a technical standpoint, perhaps. But it doesn't really touch upon any of the, but it doesn't touch upon, really any hot button topics, and I think that is something the Academy would be more interested in. And there are, there are at least two things there are at least two topics here about children, which again touchy subject, but them being two means that they will likely distract from each other, which I think leaves The Devil is Busy as the odds-on favorite. Next up, best live-action short film. One of them doesn't even have a page, so I can pretty safely say it won't be that. Butcher's Stain, A Friend of Dorothy. Friend of Dorothy is a name for a queer man, so maybe it'll be related to that. Jane Austen's period drama. There are a few ways I can read that. The Singers, and Two People Exchanging Saliva. Okay, seriously, is this The Kiss? Is this another form of The Kiss? Wait. Short drama film directed by la 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 la. Okay, The Singers, musical comedy, Jane Austen's period drama. A satire on Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice. Okay, and A Friend of Dorothy. British short comedy drama. Lonely Widow and Teenage Neighbor. Unlikely poignant bond over shared loneliness. Okay, and yeah, my association with Friends of Dorothy was, about it being about queer topics is not really the case. I actually think A Friend of Dorothy might just have it. Like it is, like it has a veteran actress who who admittedly was a little bit outspoken when it comes to Palestine, if I'm not mistaken, and and a lot of the Academy establishment is mostly pro Israel, which might not work in the favor of this particular short film. But I actually think the topic might might actually be effective in that sense. And I think that is I think that is my choice for my favorite movie, especially now that Israel is becoming less popular. Best animated short film. Let's see, we have Butterfly, a French production, Forever Green, The Girl Who Cried Pearls, Retirement Plan, and The Three Sisters. Don't really know any of these. Let's look more closely. Okay, has been selected in international film festivals. Doesn't really tell me much. Girl Who Cried Pearls. Stop motion animation. A young boy who meets and falls in love with a girl who secretly weeps pearls. Okay. And Retirement Plan. Irish animated short film. About fantasies of a middle-aged man. Mm, I'm gonna say Forever Green. Like it has the international recognition, and I think that'll be enough to put it over the edge, so to speak. Next up, best music original score. The choices are between Begonia, Frankenstein, Hamnet, One Battle After Another, and Sinners. Well, Frankenstein and Hamnet are bound to have some pretty good period piece scores if we're going by that. One Battle After Another will definitely have that, might have some level of either triumphant or sad like war music. But for my money, the answer is Sinners. Like it's by Ludwig Göransson, who I think has been already nominated several times, maybe even won at least one of these. So yeah, even though I said that the Academy is not willing to to double dip, I think Göransson's work is still solid enough to uh, solid enough to break through. Additionally, as I've already mentioned, Sinners is a movie that also touches upon cultural topics and how culture is a touchstone of as a touchstone on of the experiences of lived communities and therefore of their quality of life. And therefore that's a lot of and that's a pretty heavy topic to consider. And if it is done well enough to be nominated, then I think it is done well enough to win. Best original song: Dear Me from Diane Warren Relentless, Golden from K-pop Demon Hunters, I Lied to You from Sinners, Sweet Dreams of Joy from Viva Verdi, and Train Dreams from Train Dreams. Music by Nick Cave. Damn, that man is active. Or is still active or active again, who knows. My money is on Golden here. Like for the same reason for the same reason as uh what was I made for that won like 2 years ago I think. I can pretty confidently say that it does. I think I can pretty confidently say that Golden represents really the triumphant feeling that K-pop Demon Hunters is really built around. And even though I Lied to You might be might be stiff competition, my money still goes on K-pop Demon Hunters and Golden specifically for best original song. Best casting: Hamnet, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, The Secret Agent, and Sinners. I only recognize Nina Gold, and I'm. Oh yeah, she cast Game of Thrones. That's why. Oh, and she also cast The Crown. That's interesting. Anyway, when it comes to best casting, I'm gonna say Marty Supreme has it again because it is, because it is the only, or it is a a high profile historical movie, and the Academy loves its historicals, and I've been pretty dismissive of Marty Supreme so far. So I think casting is I think casting is this movie's category. Next up, best sound. We have F1, Frankenstein, One Battle After Another, Sinners, and Sirat. Oh, Sirat is mentioned again. I did not expect that. Mm, F1 will definitely have the best sound from because it has to. It touches upon a topic that is very technical, so in that sense, it has to it has to very much capture that. When it comes to Frankenstein, there are plenty of technical gimmicks I could imagine record good sound. Though I have to say, the one I think is most likely is One Battle After Another, because again, it's a war movie, and the thing about war movies is that you have to make them both chaotic but still interesting enough to follow, and a lot of that will be down to how the sound is made. So I think it's so for my money at least, for now, this is the one I'm considering. Sinners, I already said Sinners will get best original score, so I don't think it'll get best sound. And Sirat, again, I don't think there's enough there to to really sell it. So I think this one goes to One Battle After Another. Best production design. got Frankenstein, we have Hamnet, we have Marty Supreme, we have One Battle After Another, and we have Sinners. Well, there is no, there is no official favorite, nor can I really say that there are any bad options here. So, except for maybe Marty Supreme, because it's historical, so therefore there isn't really a lot. It's not just historical, but it's recent historical, like from the 50s, 1950s. So, so as such, the effort won't really be as impressive. It might be nostalgic for the academy, and therefore it might make them more interested. But honestly, I think Frankenstein and Hamnet would be, would draw their attention a little bit more, specifically because it has a broader, a broader historical appeal. With, given that they touch upon, um, given that they touch upon past, upon a, also upon a period aesthetic, but from further back, and therefore you can do some uh, crazier stuff with it. One battle after another could potentially, but I don't necessarily see it. I'm gonna say Frankenstein gets this award. Like I pretty effectively snubbed them on everything else, but production design or general aesthetic is something that that I imagine they will win out with. Best cinematography: Frankenstein, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, Sinners, Train Dreams. I'm torn between Marty Supreme and One Battle After Another, simply because, and that is simply because I've snubbed them on basically everything else. So they should get so one of them should get something here, and I think it makes most sense if Marty Supreme takes it. Again, it's about ping pong, and the thing about ping pong is that you have to be really careful with with how you uh, move your eyes and where you place the audience's attention. So for my money, Marty Supreme takes this. Best makeup and hairstyling: Frankenstein, Kokuho, Sinners, Smashing Machine, and The Ugly Stepsister. I haven't heard about The Smashing Machine. Oh, it's a Dwayne Johnson biopic about Mark Kerr. Okay, the fact that gets best makeup and hairstyling. Mm. The Ugly Stepsister is black comedy body horror. Mm. Honestly, that might just take it. like the Ugly Stepsister, like having body horror and having it all be a twist on Cinderella. That might just be enough to convince the Academy to put it over the edge. If it doesn't, then my money's on Frankenstein. Like seriously, creature effects. Enough said. Next up, best costume design: Avatar: Fire and Ash. Oh, look at that! Avatar got a nomination. Frankenstein, Hamnet, Marty Supreme, Sinners. I think Hamnet. Yeah, Hamnet gets this. I won't give any further details. Best film editing: F1, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, Sentimental Value, and Sinners. I'm gonna give it this one to F1 because I've snubbed them on basically anything else. So this is what I think they'll get, though I don't particularly care what, and I'm not particularly sure about anything else. Best visual effects: Avatar: Fire and Ash, F1, Jurassic World Rebirth, The Lost Bus, and Sinners. This is Avatar's. This is Avatar's to make or break. So yeah, this is what I say. I think Avatar has this. Yeah, sorry for being a little bit more, a little bit more rapid fire with these last words. This is just, I've already said all of the uh, interesting thoughts about, about the ways in which movies come together at, with previous awards. So, the previous awards. So for these, I'm gonna be a little bit more, just rapid fire. And it will take at least a month until until the general audience will find out what it is that wins with these. But oh well, let's look a little bit further. Governors Awards, to Debbie Allen, trailblazing choreographer and actor. Tom Cruise, incredible commitment to the filmmaking community, theatrical experience, and to the stunts community, of course. And Wynn Thomas, production designer, who has brought some of the most enduring films to life with a visionary eye and mastery of his craft. And the humanitarian award goes to Dolly Parton. Well deserved, I have to say. And films with multiple nominations: Sinners, One Battle After Another. Oh, okay, yeah, the usual suspects so far. And let's see, there are presenters, performers, ceremony information, and no controversy section this year, so that's good. Unless something wild happens on the night, on the night of. In which case, I'm pretty sure all the news is going to be talking about it. Until then, however, I would like to thank you for your attention. If you've enjoyed what it is that I've been showing you, or found my notes and comments helpful, well then please like the video, maybe even share it wherever you think other people will also like the video. If there is anything you'd like to add, either to the nominations themselves or to the winners I picked out, that is what the comment section is for. And if you want to see when my next video gets released, well then please subscribe. And ideally also ring the bell or do whatever else YouTube will ask of you in order to keep you notified. I also have a main channel where I primarily talk about the print medium and cover a lot of book reviews. So if that sounds like it's something that could be more up your alley, then I suggest you, and then you can check it out at the link in the description down below, right past my social media links, which I suggest you check out should you choose to. If, however, you find yourself more interested in my thoughts on other topics, such as, for example, cinema, or television, or video games, well then I suggest you stay on this channel and go through my extensive backlog, where you can find a lot of my thoughts on, on these topics and a few others. If none of what I've suggested to you so far sounds like it attracts your curiosity, then I suggest you go ahead and do whatever you want the rest of your day, because it is your day after all. And yeah, that was it for me. So until next time, I am Jonathan Taylor, and this has been I am also Jonathan Taylor, but for the purposes of this channel, I would like to once again thank you for your attention and sign you off. This has been the One Take Man.